I apologize. I don't mean to stare. Just look, trying to decide what in all of these treasures would interest you the most. My name is Mendel, the book peddler, and I have here everything a learned man could want in the way of a book. Here are novels, poetry, an edition of the commentaries good up to page 187. The rest. So, while wisdom is no substitute for a piece of herring, a house with only fish is not a home. So browse. Turn them over. Test the bindings. Please, no obligation to buy. Maybe you'd enjoy a force piece, a sample, a preview. Let me see. Sholom Aleichem. Sholom Aleichem wrote the story, The Enchanted Tale. Where did he get his idea? Like all great artists, from the people, a folk story. So, here is a story. A tale of a melamed, a teacher, that is, a melamed, of his good wife, Rivka, and of their great advisor, the Rabbi Dave, and of their goat.
Shush, little goat, shush. Stand still.
But mind you, not just an ordinary story of a melamed, his wife, the rabbi, and the goat, but the melamed, wife, rabbi, and goat of Chelm. What, you ask, is Chelm? Or, if you know it is a famous city in the old country, what is so special about Chelm? Well, I'll tell you. Or, better still, this passing angel, who, in a way, is responsible, she'll tell you. Go ahead, we are own friends.
I guess I did it. Me, the angel Rochelle, charged with distributing souls all over the earth. It's a big job, you'll admit, and one that it's understandable even an angel could get tired of doing after several centuries and make a mistake. Well, I was flying as usual with my 2 bags of souls, one naturally filled with wise souls, the other with foolish souls. Well, over town there is this very high mountain with this very high tree, which I did not see. The sun got in my eyes. Well, the top of the tree ripped the bag filled with foolish souls and spilled them down in Chelm. And that is how it came to be that Chelm is, well, is filled with foolish souls.
So that's history. Now to our story. What is it like in Chelm? When they built Chelm, there was a forest where they wanted to build their houses and their synagogue. The trees had to be removed. And since Chelm was halfway up a mountain, this was no easy task. Not the way they did it. They cut the trees down, and then 10 men carried them down into the valley. That is until one day, a stranger showed up. The stranger from Lithuania, of course, said, "Why do you carry them down?
What else should we do?"
You slide them down. Trees slide down a mountain."
Oh. Of course. Brilliant, thank you.
So, they got all the trees from the valley, carried them up the mountain, and as the stranger suggested, slid them down. Killed it. I see you understand our set. So, now let's get a close-up look at our characters. First, the Rabbi Dave. Why is this man in all of Chelm? Who, one day, made this startling announcement.
From now on, every poor man shall eat cream, and every rich man will drink sour milk.
What? No.
Yes, I discovered how to do it.
So, tell us, please, Rabbi.
Let a decree be issued that from now on, sour milk It's called cream, and cream is called sour milk.
Rabbi, something has been bothering me. Can you tell me, please, why does a dog wag his tail?
Because, my child, the dog is stronger than the tail. Wore it the other way around, the tail would wag the dog.
Tell me, Rabbi David, why does the hair on a man's head turn gray before his beard?
What would you expect? The hair on the head is 20 years older than the beard.
Rabbi, something else is troubling me.
I have plenty of time.
Why is the ocean so salty?
Don't you know that? Naturally, because of the thousands of herrings who live there.
Such is the wisest man in Chelm. Now, to our melon.
Rivkel, my darling.
Did you say something?
Rivkel, I've been thinking. If I were the Tsar Rivkel, I would be richer than the Tsar.
How, my fine melon?
I would do a little teaching on the side.
This is only one side of his character. For another side I must tell. Once the Melamed left Chelm and forgot his slippers. So he wrote a letter to his wife.
Dearest Rivkel, be sure to send me your slippers. I wrote your slippers because if I wrote my slippers, you would read my slippers and send me your slippers. Therefore, I say plainly, your slippers, so you will know and send me my slippers.
Now, Rivkel herself is someone, a person of opinions and ideas, a person of superior mentality, even for Chelm. Once she was sitting, figure.
Now let's see. 4, 3, 7, 2, 5, 7. 2 times 7 is 11.
Excuse me, Rivkel. 2 times 7 is 14.
No, you're wrong. 2 times 7 is 11.
I'm wrong.
Of course. When I married the Melamed, I was a widow with 4 children. He, at the time, was a widower, also with 4 children. Since we are married, we have 3 children. So he has 7 children, I have 7 children, and altogether we have 11.
But now, we are almost ready for the story of the goat. I said almost. There is still one thing you must understand, and that is the relationship between the Melamed and his wife. Listen carefully because this is not a simple matter.
You are back from the market, my Melamed.
Of course I'm back. I'm back.
So, where's the chicken I sent you to buy?
Well, I went to the woman who sells chickens, and she said her chickens were so fat that, I said, fat is better than chickens. So I went to the man who sells fat. He said his fat was so wonderful, it was like oil. Oil, I said, oil is better than fat. So when I got to the store, they said the oil was so pure that it was as pure as water. Ha! I said, water is better than oil. So, instead of a chicken, I got a pitcher of water.
Now we are ready for the story. Unless first you insist upon a few words about the goat. But the goat was only a goat. What can you say about the goat? And besides, this goat wasn't even from him, but from the next village, famous for its goats. And that is the whole point of the story. So, one morning.
How would you like to have linses for supper?
Linseeds. Linseeds tonight.
Why not? Why should we scrape and scrape from morning to night and deprive ourselves all our lives? Here is the money you saved. Go to the next village, buy us a goat, and we'll have linses tonight.
I'll go right this minute.
And not so fast. You remember what's the chicken?
Of course I remember.
So this time, a goat.
Naturally a goat.
And please, a female goat.
Does milk come from a billy goat?
Does a pitcher of water lay eggs?
Now, friend Dodi. Now Dodi served a nice glass of vodka. Inexpensive, was pleasant to talk to, but was alas given to practical jokes.
So, in a little while, I'll have the goat.
Fine. Hold still.
What is it?
Hold still.
What was it?
I was wrong. It was nothing. I thought it was a fly.
It's a very shabby looking animal. It's a wonder it's standing on its legs at all, and its eyes are awful.
This morning a man was in. He offered in exchange for my goat a cow. I turned him down.
She should only live until I get her home. 60 zlotys.
As a matter of fact, she's not for sale. 100.
Forget this, I'm going home. 65.
I could not stand here talking to you anyhow. My children are sick. 90.
I think I hear one of them crying. You better go. 70.
All right, we'll call the whole thing off. 80.
My wife will wonder what happened to me. 75.
Sholom Aleichem. 77.
Aleichem Shalom. 76.
I see you're a man who appreciates value. So,
All right, only one thing. You're sure? It's a female goat?
you said a goat for milking. Would I sell you a billy goat?
No.
She'll give at the very least a pail of milk a day.
So when she said the goat would give at least a pail of milk a day, I offered her 40 zlotys and she sold it to me.
Fine, fine, very fine.
So you come, we'll have pieces together. Do you ever stop to think about what you can make with goat's milk?
We switched a male goat for his female goat. It might be very funny.
So you'll come.
Of course I'll come, invite you.
You're invited tomorrow night.
So tell me, my Melamed, you milk a goat?
A pail of milk a day at least, she said.
Maybe a pail of milk a day, but not milk. It's a billy goat.
A genuine female, she said.
Enough! Take it back and bring back what I sent you for. A lady goat that gives milk.
Hello, Goldie.
What's the matter?
I'll tell you, but you wouldn't tell another living soul. The goat she sold me was a male goat.
No.
Here, give me back my money.
Just a minute, what's the difficulty?
Please, I look like a child. It strikes you that I was born yesterday.
Please, Melamed, I'm a very busy woman.
If you're so busy, give me back my money and take back your billy goat.
What? Where are your eyes?
Never mind. I trusted you. I paid you the price you asked, and you do this to me.
I won't say another word. Watch.
Impossible! Milk from a billy goat!
This is milk. This is the goat that gave the milk. You're a Melamed. It's a lady goat.
Only an hour ago it was a male goat.
What have you been drinking?
Who drinks?
All right, so take a goat. Goodbye.
I'm convinced I really am only one thing. You have a rabbi here.
Such a question. You have a rabbi in Chelm?
Are we godless people?
Are we?
No need to get excited. I only asked the question. You have a rabbi here.
So?
So please ask him to write me a certificate proving that this is a female goat.
crazy. Of course it's a female. I just milked her. You saw me milk her. Here is the milk.
I know it. You know it. But Rivka, my wife.
Look, do I have to tell you what happens?
I'm speechless, absolutely speechless. For the first time in my life, I cannot say a word.
What did I do, Rivka?
Nothing, not a thing. Only do me a favor. The next time I send you for something, don't go.
I went back. I saw the lady.
Enough. It's a billy goat.
Impossible.
Listen to me.
Not only is it impossible, I have here, wait, a certificate proving that this is a lady goat that gives milk, signed by 3 expert witnesses, including a rabbi.
A paper signed by witnesses.
Would their rabbi tell a lie? Would the goat herd lie too? Would all 3 sign bearing false witnesses?
Somebody come take him away.
Why excite yourself? The thing is beyond us. Here, we'll go see Rabbi David, who is, after all, the wisest man in all Chelm. He'll know what to do. So, you see, Rabbi David, the document clearly proves the goat is a female.
I see.
What is the difference in documents? Look at the animal. Is that a female?
Well, the animal is, without question. There are certain unmistakable signs. A he-goat.
Of course. I told
But still, the document is not to be denied. Do not forget 3 witnesses, including a rabbi. So, this is my decision.
Yes?
The law is on the side of the Melaman. The animal is a she-goat, and beyond all question, this is proved by the document. And yet, it is equally clear, and it must be so ordained, for I can see no other explanation, that whenever a she-goat is brought into Chelm, by some process beyond my understanding, she becomes a he-goat.
And that settled it. And the townsfolk who had, of course, heard all about the goat marveled that a new Solomon was in Chelm. And so, the Melaman, his wife, the rabbi, and the goat, and all the other Chelmites lived a very normal life. And they would beat it still to this day, except all of the Chelmites are no longer in Chelm. You see, they were scattered during a very heavy rain that nearly washed away their city. They went to every part of the earth. Who knows? Maybe you've met at least one in your life. Maybe there's one sitting next to you right now.